Hi, welcome to Giving Credit to the Media that you use in your video production projects. This is the first of two tutorials. My name is Miss Rowland. I am the library teacher here at Central. Now, I know that you already know what plagiarism is, right? So plagiarism is any time you take something that someone else has created and you pass it off as if it's your own. In order to avoid plagiarism, you have to give credit to anything you take from an outside source. This is true for photos, it's true for video clips, and it's true for music. And all of these things also apply to your video production projects. Even if you get these pieces from social media. There are two types of projects that you might be doing for video production. One would be a stationary media project, something like a PowerPoint or a Sway or a Prezis. To give credit, we are going to use what are known as photo credit lines or video credit lines. And at the end of the presentation, you're going to give a quick citation for any music that you use. The other type of project you may do for this class is a video. As a matter of fact, you're going to make a lot of them. And if you want to use outside media, such as outside music, you have to learn how to give credit. In the second tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a works cited page for any of the outside media that you use in your video. Both tasks are very easy, I assure you, and we're going to go step by step. My strong suggestion is that you take notes as we go through this first tutorial so that you'll be able to use the information that I give you in the future. Now, for our first tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how you would give credit for a piece of stationary media, like a PowerPoint. Here, I've created a Prezis on one of my favorite topics, cats. So let's assume that I have decided to take a photo from this website, the conversation, right? I look through and I decide that, oh, I really like this photo right here. What I'm going to be looking for are two pieces of information. First, and I've already mentioned it, is the name of the website. If you're not sure what the name of the website is, try to bookmark it and it'll show up in your bookmark. It is not, I can't stress this enough, the URL. That's something separate. The name of the website is often at the very top of the website. So we see it here. And that's one of the pieces of information that we are going to need. The second piece of information that we're going to need is the photo owner. The way that you can get that information is by looking to see if there is a photo credit line at the bottom here. It'll often give a caption about what's going on in the photo, and then it'll list who the photographer is, whether it's the actual person or the site or organization that owns the photo. In this case, it's Shutterstock. Those are the only pieces of information that we are going to need in order to give credit. So now, when I place this photo in my presentation, I want to give credit to where I got it from. The format's very easy. It's just the photo owner's name, whether it's the actual photographer or the organization that owns the photo, via VIA, the website name. All you have to do is put it right underneath your photo. That's it. That's how you give credit to a photograph in a presentation. Now, what if the photo's owner or the photographer isn't listed next to the photograph on the website, which will often happen. So now I'm on a different website here, and I've decided that I want to use, no, I'll use this first one. I'll use this orange kitty right here. And you'll notice underneath, there is no photo credit line. And even when I read the text that goes along with this photo, it doesn't list where the photo is from. Sometimes you can find it there. But that's okay, because I still have another piece of information, which is the name of the website, IMS. So now if I place that photo in my presentation, I still want to give a photo credit line. The format for photos that you don't know the owner's name for is simply photo credit : and the website name. So right underneath my photo, I'm just going to write photo credit ims.com. That's it. Right? So for photo credit lines, it's either the owner's name via the website or photo credit : the website. Now, what if I take something from social media? It's a little more complicated, but it's actually just as easy to give credit. So here I have a photo from Instagram. All we need for social media is to note what social media platform we're using and the user or handler's name. So right here we can see our name is One-Eared Uno. And if we want to put that photograph into our presentation, here's our One-Eared Uno photo again. The format is simply the platform or type of social media, the @ and the username or social media handle. So here, very, very, very easy. It's simply Instagram @One-Eared Uno. And we are covering ourselves from accidentally committing plagiarism. This is all you need to do for a standard photo, whether you take it from the web or from a social media. What about video? Well, there are a lot of places that you can get video clips. Obviously, the most popular one is YouTube. So here I have a talking cat clip that I won't play for you, but you can always look up later. And let's say I want to place this video in my presentation. What you're going to want to look for a video is very similar to what you looked for your photo. We want the owner of that video. So if we slide down, we'll see it's the cat's pajamas is the owner of our video. And we need the website where it appears, which here it happens to be YouTube. So if we want to place that video in our presentation, a video credit line is simply the video owner's name via, again, VIA, where it appears. So for this one, the cat's pajamas via YouTube. That's it. Keep in mind, if you use your own photographs or your own videos or music that you make yourself, and I'm not talking about mixes or remixes or anything like that, but actual music that you record yourself, you don't have to give any of these credit lines because you are the copyright holder. However, anything you take, even if you bought it, you still have to give credit for. Now, music. Let's say you put music into your presentation, right? And you have it either streaming in the background or part of one of the slides. How do we credit that? Music is a little more complicated. Because we don't have a music credit line, because obviously music is not visual, we don't have any place to put it underneath something. So instead, we're going to create a citation. Now I'm going to go over ZBib a lot more in the second tutorial, but for a music piece in a stationary medium like PowerPoint or Prezi, you want to create a citation for that music piece. And so the information that you are going to need is the title of the song, the performer, the label, the record label, where the song came from, if it's available, and the date. You obviously also want to list where you got the music from, whether you have a streaming service like Spotify, or if you took it from a website. So looking at our Spotify here, here is our listing. So here we have the name of the song, the group. Here is the record label, and here is the date. And because I'm using Spotify, that is my URL, or the place that I found it. So in our form on ZBib, you will see at the bottom, there's a place for a URL. If you took the piece of music from somewhere online, you would list, just copy and paste the whole URL here. But if it's a streaming service, whether it's Apple Music or Spotify, you just want to write that here. And then you're going to click Done, and the citation will be done for you. Again, we're not going to put the citation here on this slide, but instead we're going to place it on the final slide, which looks like this. Now, if you don't want to use ZBib, you don't have to. The basic format for the citation for a piece of music is the name of the artist or the performer, the title of the song, the record label, the date of the recording, and either the full URL where you found the music or the name of the streaming service that you took it from. Now again, this is going to be the final slide in your presentation. The other things that you may put on your works cited include any website where you took information. Even if you put it in your own words, any information that didn't come from your own head, you would put a citation for those sources here as well. Now you'll notice that we're not listing all of the websites where we got the photos or the video. And that's because we've already given them credit in our photo and video credit lines. This is not the case for a full paper. For a full paper, we would do in-text citation and list them in our works cited. But because this is a stationary presentation, a digital presentation, we are covered just by listing those credit lines, which is nice. But here's a question. What if we want to put this particular entry right in our slide, right? Because it seems kind of funny that it's all by itself on this last slide. What if we do want to put it back on that slide? Well, we can, just by putting it right at the bottom. The only reason we don't put that citation normally at the bottom of each slide is because it's a little distracting. In a digital presentation, you really want your viewer to focus on the small amount of text that you have in your presentation, and you don't necessarily want them to be distracted by this bottom portion. But yes, you can absolutely put it there. To find out how to use ZBib as well as how to give credit to photos, videos, and music In the videos that you do for video production, watch our next tutorial.